If you ever stay alone in a motel in the middle of nowhere, pay attention to the doors that are always closed. I didn't, and I almost didn't make it out. My name is Alex Turner. I was driving from Denver to Salt Lake City for work when a sudden storm forced me off the highway. With night falling fast, the only sign of civilization was a small, dim motel called the Raven Pines Inn. The neon sign flickered in the rain, buzzing faintly. Inside, the lobby smelled of old carpet and cleaning chemicals. An elderly man, the owner, appeared from the back office. "Room 3B, he said slowly, handing me a brass key. "Quiet room. Just don't pay attention to the next door." I thought he was joking. I didn't notice anything unusual. The hallway was long, carpeted and red, dim yellow lights flickering along the ceiling. I unlocked the door and stepped in. The room was ordinary. A bed, a desk, a small TV, a lamp that hummed faintly. But the air felt wrong, too still, too heavy. Around midnight, as I unpacked, I heard it, a faint whisper from the wall next to the bed. "Help." I froze. The voice was soft but unmistakable. I thought it was the wind. Then it said, "I'm next door." I looked at the wall. Room 3C. The door looked solid. No handle, no keyhole, permanently closed. I felt a chill. My phone buzzed with a motion alert from the room across the hall. I laughed nervously. Must be a glitch. But at 12:15 a.m., the whisper returned. "Please." This time it was closer. I whispered, "Who's there?" The voice replied immediately, deeper, distorted, almost metallic. "Don't open it." I spent the night awake. The clock ticked loudly. I heard faint footsteps in the hallway, slow, dragging. I grabbed my phone and started recording the audio. When I played it back, layered under the whisper was another voice, my own, saying, "I know where you are." I tried to ignore it, but around 1:45 a.m. the lights in the room flickered, then a thud against the wall. The sealed door rattled slightly, as if something inside was moving. I tried to call the front desk, no answer. I opened the hallway door, empty, too quiet. The carpet in front of 3C was pressed down, as if someone invisible had been standing there. I backed into my room. The whispers became louder. I could hear breaths, footsteps pacing, scraping across the floor. At 2:10 a.m., the door of 3C gave a soft knock, 3 times, deliberate. The whisper said, "Please, let me out." I pressed my ear against the door. Another tapping came from inside, slow, calculated. I whispered back, "Who are you?" The metallic voice growled, "Leave." Suddenly the lights went out. Darkness. Cold air filled the room. The window fogged from the inside. Words formed on the condensation. "Don't listen." I stayed awake until dawn. When I finally left, I glanced back. The owner's office was empty. The door to 3C, which had been sealed for decades, was now slightly ajar. Inside, dust, claw marks, and nothing else. I got back in my car and drove for hours. My phone buzzed. The audio I recorded had changed. New whispers layered on top. My own voice said, "I'm still here." Then another clip auto-played, time-stamped just minutes ago at the motel. Footsteps pacing outside room 3B. 3 knocks. My own voice, "Don't leave. I'm waiting." Every night at 12:45 a.m., a motion sensor in Sarah Miller's new smart home sends her a notification. Movement detected in the living room. But she lives alone, and her cameras never catch anything except a faint whisper in the audio, "I hear you." Sarah, 29, a software trainer from Portland, Oregon, buys a newly renovated home in a quiet suburb outside the city. Modern, spacious, full of smart tech, motion sensors, voice-activated lights, auto locks, the whole package. Perfect for her new life after a tough breakup. For the first 2 weeks, everything is normal, well lit, quiet, predictable, until the alerts begin. One night at 12:45 a.m., Sarah's phone buzzes. Motion detected, living room. She checks the live camera feed. Nothing, but the microphone picks up a very faint sound, almost like someone quietly breathing. She assumes it's a glitch, but the next night, the alert comes again. Same time, same room. Sarah wakes up one morning and finds the living room lights on, even though she turned them off the night before. The smart home app shows lights turned on by voice command, 3:02 a.m. She checks the audio log. A whispery voice says, "Lights." It isn't her voice. When Sarah calls the real estate agent, he's oddly hesitant. He finally admits something. The previous owner designed the house to listen. Not in a dangerous way. He was a sound engineer obsessed with acoustics. He installed dozens of tiny, hidden microphones to catch the perfect sound in every corner. But he died suddenly before removing them. The house still listens and records, but the recordings were never recovered. One night, Sarah hears soft thuds above her bedroom, like footsteps. But there is no attic, only insulation and wiring. Her smart home system sends an alert. Sound detected, master bedroom ceiling. She plays the clip. A voice whispers, "Don't look up." The ceiling is silent. No cracks, no evidence. Just her imagination, or not. She finds the home's old blueprint inside a kitchen drawer, but something is strange. There's a thin, long room behind the living room wall that doesn't show up in the new renovated blueprint. A room no one told her about. A room sealed off. A listening room. Her speakers crackle to life by themselves. A distorted voice, "You're close." Sarah freezes. The voice continues, slightly clearer. "He never left." The he must mean the previous owner. Late at night, unable to sleep, Sarah walks into the living room. The motion sensor lights turn on automatically, except one light on the far wall is blinking rapidly. As she approaches it, she notices a very faint outline under the paint. A door, a hidden door. She touches it. Her phone buzzes instantly. Motion detected, unknown area. But she is the only one touching the door. She presses her ear against the door. Silence. Then a whisper, low and shaky. "Please don't open it." She jumps back. The house lights flicker. Something on the other side moves. A soft shuffle, then stillness. Sarah calls a locksmith friend the next morning, claiming it's a jammed storage door. When they pry it open, the smell of old electronics and dust fills the air. Inside, a narrow room lined wall to wall with tiny microphones, hundreds of them. Every surface filled with tangled old wires, audio recorders, soundboards, and a single chair facing the wall. Her friend whispers, "Someone spent a lot of nights in here." He leaves soon after, uncomfortable. Sarah powers up the main recorder. A single file is playable, dated the night before the previous owner died. She hits play. At first, only static. Then the previous owner's voice. "If you're hearing this, the house learned my voice. It repeats it, mimics it. It doesn't like silence." Another voice cuts in, the same voice layered, hollow, echoing. "Don't leave me alone in here." Then, footsteps, a chair scraping, a final whisper. "It's listening to you now." The recording ends abruptly. Sarah tries to sell the house, but no one buys it. She moves out, starts fresh in a new apartment. But one night, a notification pops up on her phone from the smart home app she deleted 2 months ago. Motion detected, listening room. Sarah freezes. Another notification. Audio detected, new voice recognized. She hesitates, but eventually taps play. A familiar whisper speaks. "I hear you, even from here." The audio ends. Her phone screen glitches.